Music means a lot to people, right? We agonise over what soundtrack will impress the person you just brought home. We torture ourselves over playlist parties. We pore over lyrics, then we internalise them until someone else's words narrate our own lives. In fact, right then I just went away and listened to a song that's kind of interpreting my feels at the moment. Anyway, so what happens when like a really popular, happy, upbeat song which gets played everywhere has got really dodgy lyrics which propagate really, really harmful gender roles and just ideas into society? There's this one at work which has lyrics: I miss missing you sometimes, I miss hurting you till you cry, I miss watching you as you try not to end up in tears begging us to get back together, I just want you to bleed. That is the song of a sociopath, people. Why did that get past censors? Probably because it was a group of women singing, and everyone knows that women are the weaker of the sexes and that abuse committed to men by women is somehow less serious. The lyrics seem to be about the narrator lacking a lack of passion in their relationship, but like the lack of sexual passion and the lack of like romantic passion gets kind of tangled up in this gross kind of monster. Attention and energy from negative things such as abuse, from arguing, through being upset at each other, it kind of all gets equated, and that's really, really fucked up. Anyway, the more I listen to the songs that they play at work, I work in a shop, the more I realise how many mainstream songs are just like downright abusey and manipulative in their lyrical content. And I'm not even talking about like the obvious stuff like Eminem that feminists are always like, oh, about. Like, no, like this is like the super fluffy happy stuff that like your nan would listen to, and you just kind of think like, how the fuck is this even happening? There's this song by a band called Stoosh which is called Blackheart, but the lyrics are: Daddy, I've fallen for a monster, somehow he's scaring me to death, he's big and he's bad, I love him like mad, Mama, he's the best I ever had. I mean, just what? Not even to mention the fact that some bright young casting director decided to choose a black actor to play the abusey cheat in the video. Great breaking social fuck up ideas there, guys. But like, just the idea that someone can be scaring you to death but be the best you ever had, pushing that into society and having people internalize that when they're in a bad relationship, like, that fills me with dread. We shouldn't be encouraging this with our mainstream songs. And then there's Beat Again by JLS, which has got some really proper emotional blackmail in it. If I died, would you come to my funeral? Would you cry? Would you feel some regret we didn't try? Like, fuck off, dude. Like, just because this woman left you and you're feeling shitty about it doesn't mean that you can like emotionally manipulate her into trying to get back with you because like you feel shitty about it all. Like, fuck off. And like, I saw an 8-year-old girl like singing to all of the lyrics to Bad Boys by Alexandra Burke, trying to tell me that this woman, you know, this girl isn't going to grow up into a woman, kind of thinking it's a risk I take for the chemistry. Like, seeing that coming out of a child's mouth is really, really unsettling. And again, it's like this equating of passionate love with like angry attention. Like, those things are not the same thing. Like, being angry and fighting isn't the same as having positive, affirmative, respectful kind of love and affection and attention for each other. And then there was one that was saying, if you listen to your friends, then you'll always be alone. Christ, like, this guy is saying that like, if you listen to your friends and leave me, then you're just going to be alone forever, so you should stay with me because, you know, like, I'm the best you got, sweetheart. There's Cheryl Cole, who like encourages women to, you know, what is it, anything that's worth having, sure enough, worth fighting for. Quitting's out of the question, when it gets tough, gotta fight some more. And then like, she goes into an interview and says that it's, you know, really good that Rihanna has forgiven Chris Brown because like, he's really, really talented. And my personal scorn-sation is Bruno fucking Mars, where he'll do all of this macho bullshit, like catching grenades and throwing himself in front of trains to prove his love for this woman, but like, he won't listen to her. He won't just like accept that actually she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him anymore. And so, like, it's not romantic to catch a grenade for someone. it's stupid. Like, it's just stupid. I don't want someone running off, sticking their head out of like plane windows, or fucking running through traffic to show how much they care. I want someone to listen to what I want. And then if I decide that I don't want to be in that relationship anymore, I want them to respect me and respect that decision and just kind of like toodle off. Like, don't even get me started on that beautiful Just the Way You Are either. Just fuck Bruno Mars. Pop stars have incredibly loyal fan bases, huge platforms, and so when Cheryl Cole sings about sticking it out no matter how hard it gets, people in bad relationships are going to listen to this and kind of normalise it and think, well, yeah, it's really crappy, but like, if Cheryl Cole's been through it and she's like this really, really rich and successful, beautiful woman, then like it's probably normal. Her albums recommend isolating yourself away from friends and family because they just don't get it. Like, it kind of enforces this idea that like heterosexual couples have got to be like a unit and have their back up against the wall and need absolutely no one else. The only relationship that you need is the one with your partner, and when that sours, you just got to stick with it because they're your partner. It helps to create a culture where, in the most sort of extreme cases, people in domestic violence situations are going to be normalising their experiences, and their role models are telling them that it's totally normal and that it's fine and that it's desirable and that actually like it's what's to be expected out of a beautiful, loving relationship. Pop stars are slick, well-oiled, well-rehearsed, well photoshopped, like machines. They sell stuff, like millions and millions of pounds worth of stuff. They create slang, they create social norms. These aren't answers, they're interviews, they are well scripted, they are rehearsed, and they are intentional. They're intentional. When we create idols, we must hold them to account for what they're saying, what they're doing, and what they're propagating into society, because their words have a social impact. And we must be really aware of like the social messages that they're kind of drilling into our head on a daily basis, like even just by switching on the radio.